Our dad was diagnosed with a brain tumour in March of 2024. Went through and had operation in April, I think, and then Longfield was sort of introduced to us a couple months down the line, and we had the hospice from home care 3 times a day, every day.
We were caring for Dad ourselves.
Yep.
I mean, at the time of the initial diagnosis and the run-up before that, it was more or less normal life, wasn't it? And there were some things we were helping Dad with. And after the operation in particular, he needed more care. Yeah, we were supporting him in that way. And then as the condition worsened, he became sort of, he couldn't really leave his bed. And things were getting quite difficult for us. And then through the palliative care nurse that we had, she applied for some hospice at home care, and then that's where Longfield came in. At first, I think it was tricky because we were struggling at this point, I think. And we'd spoken about, well, how far can we do this? How long can we help Dad at home? Do we need to consider sort of a residential hospice care? And that's when we asked the questions. And so we were a bit apprehensive because I guess it also meant to us that things were progressing, and it's another step towards the inevitable, which wasn't pleasant. And when Longfield came in, it was like an instant relief, wasn't it? Even that
just
first,
the weight off your shoulders.
Yeah, the sort of the confidence we had from the first visit.
Yeah.
Came in. The first thing they did was speak to Dad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And get to know Dad, and that was really good. That was really good, rather than it just being business and just the day to day. They made an effort to speak to Dad and made Dad feel comfortable. You can tell Dad was comfortable as well. And then it was like the next day, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the next day the care started, and instant change. Yeah, I think it was a massive weight off our shoulders. By this point, we'd had no training. We kind of just left to our own devices, weren't we? And then it was stressful. We didn't know what we were doing. Just trying to do our best, the best that we could do. And then suddenly you've got people coming in 3 times a day who do know what they're doing. They know exactly, they're giving advice and things that we can do.
Yeah.
Pointing out things, giving extra help, and they got to know us as well. Which is important if you're going into somebody's house 3 times a day, but the atmosphere changed as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
There was a lot of laughter and joking, and it was a joy, really, when at times when they'd come in, and it was just everything we just relaxed a lot more. We were still there all the time to care for Dad when Longfield weren't in, but it was so good having that regular visit too.
He could probably tell the difference that they made to us as well, and I think he probably felt more comfortable having Longfield, come in 3 times a day and probably do things that he wouldn't want us to do all the time, or and they would help us. They would tell us the best way to do things if we needed to turn him over or move him up the bed. The safest way and the best way for him as well to keep him as comfortable as possible.
Well, in 1999, Mum was diagnosed with breast cancer, and then she beat it once, it came back again, and then she beat that, and then it came back a 3rd time, this time in her brain, and we lost her in March 2004. So actually Dad's diagnosis was
20 years later.
Almost 20 years to the day since we lost Mum. So yeah, we were, when I was 10, we were 6, and since then it was just the 3 of us 2 and Dad, since then. So very, very close family. Not in like we're not particularly sort of lovey-dovey as people, but
Yeah.
as a unit, I think we're just really, really, really close. And it was just us 3, wasn't it? It was just us 3. Dad dropped everything to come and look after us. It was this instant, just dropped everything. So it was just right that we did the same thing. It's a no-brainer to us, so that we just do just what you do. You look after each other. So that's what we did. Dad was big on the outdoors. Loved the outdoors. He was a scout when he was younger. So he joined Scouts when he was 12. He met Mum through Scouts. And when he, all the way through scouting, he would go off camping in winter in Scotland, travelling all over the country, doing all sorts of things. He credits, I think, his Scouts, his Scout leader and the Scouts in with, he says keeping him off the streets, but I don't know if that's how accurate that was, but he credits a lot of his life to Scouting, and he continued through Scouting. He was a Scout leader for a bit as well. It's through Scouts that he started caving, wasn't it?
Yep. Joined the Caving Club and then the Gloucestershire Cave Rescue Group.
Gloucestershire Cave Rescue Group, yeah.
Yeah.
So Dad was big on caving and underground exploration in particular. The appeal was that it was going places where most people hadn't ever been, and I think there's some places he'd been to where maybe more people had been to space than he'd been, supposedly. But that was a real passion of his, wasn't it?
Yeah. Passion for Land Rovers.
Yeah.
And, well, I guess it links back to the outdoors, just researching everything, going on walks, and history.
Yeah.
Local history.
Industrial archaeology was his, so, yeah. Lots of time spent around Stroud, actually. He was a bit of an expert, wasn't he, on like the Stroud Water Canal and the industrial archaeology around that. And we found all sorts of books, haven't we, at home, which he must have been a world expert on this stuff. He wouldn't have admitted it, but he probably could have written a book himself. It didn't always, you weren't a big fan of being dragged around mines in Cornwall, were you?
No, or the Tank Museum. But the deal was, if we went to the Tank Museum, then we went to Monkey World.
Down in Dorset.
To balance it out. I wasn't, that interest didn't follow with me, but you've got that, haven't you, really?
Yeah, maybe. But it's the stuff that's rubbed off on us as well. You go places and some of those facts he'd come out with are sort of stuck in your head, and